My name is Bernie Courtenay. I'm the Vice President here, and you'll be pleased to know it's not my function to make any speeches this afternoon. Yep. That honour goes to our President. So let me introduce to you a man I think you all know either from your visits here or from your readings of the Model Engineering magazine, where Warwick is quite a contributor, and also maybe on the internet, where Warwick can be found at So without any further ado, let me introduce our President Warwick Allison, a fine model engineer and a gentleman to boot.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Can everyone hear okay? Marvellous. Thank you. Councillor Peter Graham, Mayor of Ryde, Barry Glover, National President of the Australian Live Streamers, representatives of fellow live stream model engineering societies. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. As President, and on behalf of the directors and members, I'd like to welcome you to the Sydney Live Stream Locomotive Society's 50th anniversary celebration. And I hope you're enjoying the day. There will be a few short words from myself, followed by the Mayor, then Barry Glover, and then you'll be able to enjoy some lunch and more rain. This is our 50th year. On the 13th of July 1948, following the decision to use British ground, we had an inaugural meeting. On the 22nd of October 1949, the then Mayor of Ryde, Alderman K. Anderson, officially opened the ground. On the same day, the Commissioner for Railways, Mr. Garfield, opened the first 400-foot long elevated track for 2.5 and 3.5-inch gauge. 3 years later, our first 5-inch gauge ground level railway was opened by the then Mayor of Ryde, Alderman H. Mitchell, in October 1952. This is a pioneering railway and one of the earliest 5-inch gauge ground level tracks in the country. So it's appropriate that we have here today the current Mayor, Councillor Graham, to share with us our 50th anniversary. When we occupied these grounds in 1948, there was little more than a rubbish pit. With the hard work of the members, the grounds are now an important part of the amenity of the local community. It would be true to say that it would be virtually impossible to have a facility like this in this area if we were starting today, so we value it dearly. It was satisfying to recently receive a 21-year extension of our lease, which is the maximum term currently possible when we recently renewed it. This gives us confidence that the community also values these facilities and what we do here. Model engineering is a way of bringing to life the technologies that surround us. We operate more than steam locomotives. We provide a real railway in miniature that both educates and amuses. It's better than a book, it's an experience. We believe we've been leaders in the movement. Indeed, many of the standards currently acknowledged in the movement have had their origins here. We also believe we've been good citizens. We've beautified the grounds, we get on well with our neighbours, we make no demands on our hosts, and we we provide a facility that would not be possible on a commercial basis. And in the process, we enjoy ourselves. We intend to keep on improving these grounds. I'd like to acknowledge two things this morning. Firstly, the outstanding efforts of members in the organising and operation of this major occasion, and especially for the ladies who have so capably handled the catering. I can't really understate the contribution that they've done for us, and it's made it run very smoothly, and we've all been very well fed. Secondly, I want to publicly acknowledge the fact that we have had only one treasurer in our 50 years. John Hurd, who's sitting over there, trying to hide under the shade. It's the most unprecedented, dedicated service in society. Mr Mayor, thank you for coming. I hope you find our railway interesting. Fellow live streamers, thank you all for coming. The Mayor, Councillor Graham, will now have a few words.
Thank you, Warwick. Barry Glover, President of the Australian Association of Live Streamers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the invitation to be here today to join with you in the celebration of your 50th anniversary. It's always a great pleasure to be part of such a significant milestone in any organisation within the City of Ryde. You mentioned that the late Mayor of Ryde, Ken Anderson, opened the 13th of July 1948. He went on to become Senator of the Honourable Sir Kenneth Anderson, KBE, Leader of the Government in the Senate, Minister both for Menzies, Holt, Gordon and McMahon government. It's only in the last 6 years that he passed on. And it was very pleasing the other night at the dinner to sit next to Mrs Rita Mitchell, the widow of the late Harry Anders Mitchell, who also came down here, and she's in her 91st year. So there's some things about being in local government who have survived for a long time. Warwick, you mentioned these grounds were originally little more than a rubbish dump, and my memories of the area as a child can certainly vouch for that. The whole of this West Ryde precinct grew out of virtually nothing. The Sydney Live Steam Locomotive Society has grown with the area to the point that it provides a very unique attraction in well cared for and pleasant grounds. The Council, as you know, has great plans for the revitalisation of West Ryde shopping area, and the Society is well positioned to share in the benefits of that revitalisation. Your Society can be justifiably proud of its history. The Society has had a long history of supporting charities, especially children's charities. What better way to assist a children's charity than make available such an enjoyable facility? I'm sure that all charities that have benefited from the work of the Society join with me in saying thank you to your members for their generosity and dedication over the last 50 years. Warwick, I've noted that the Society has had 5 presidents, 7 secretaries, as you mentioned, 1 treasurer in that 50-year period. Your treasurer must have certainly been a young fellow when he first started. For a cooperative society, this is an inimitable record. It certainly demonstrates the value of strong, stable management. As our general society moves more and more along a path dominated by high technology, what we see here today ensures we do not forget about our past. Steam transport is an integral part of the development of modern society. The Sydney Live Steam Locomotive Society continues to keep the history of steam transport alive. I thank you for welcoming me here today, and I congratulate the Society on its 50th anniversary.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Barry Glover, the National President of the Australian Live Streaming Association.
Thank you, Warwick. Mr Mayor, assembled guests, it is indeed a great honour to be asked to reply on such an auspicious occasion on behalf of all our fellow club people who have come here to witness this. 50 years is a fair length of time in anybody's language, and especially in organisations such as this, and when we look at it overall in Australia. Of course, this puts the Sydney Live Steam Locomotive Society into the senior ranks of societies in this country. In a few more years we will be celebrating 100 years anniversary for one society, but that is pretty well unique anyway. My association here, shall we say, goes back to the very early 60s, and my one ambition in those days was to get my Juliet around the old elevated track. I did that, and we've had many a happy time up here. But I've long thought and long considered that this society has set very high aims. Even in those days, and we witness now some of the work that was around in those days, some of it was on the track, some of it was inside here, which in those days set a standard, and a very high standard for what was going on here in this country. And of course that standard has been reflected through the years by the equipment and the various locomotives that have been turned out by members of this society. There's been many leading events that have occurred here. It has played a very active part in the hobby, and especially in the formation of the Australian Association of Live Steamers. As a matter of fact, it would be correct to say that the Australian Miniature Boiler Safety Committee was born here and in these grounds. It would probably be further correct to say that it was conceived here if the intercourse that took place in the local inn after running days had anything to do with it. Many a long discussion was held over a couple of coal schooners over in the local inn. However, from that has evolved something that is also unique in the world, and to which I think allows everybody to practice the hobby in a safe and responsible manner. To you, all the members of Ryde, and I'm sure everybody here wishes you all the best for the next 50th. Now, I might have a bit of trouble attending the 100 years ceremony. I might make it, but I'll look forward to it. However, I certainly expect an invite back to the 76th. So I'm sure we all join once again in saying thank you, well done, and all the best for the future. I thank you.
Thank you, Barry. The Mayor and I are now going to cut our birthday cake. Melody, the official party is now going to go for a ride on the train, and for everyone else, lunch will be available. Thank you very much for your attendance.
First, John.